Hey there, this is Andy, and today I wanted to share with you how to change the stator on an Arctic Cat ZR6000. This one's a 2016 limited edition. However, I have a feeling most Cat 600, 800 are all very similar. And when I YouTubed it, I didn't find any advice, so that was disappointing. So thought I'd share my 2 cents. I posted on the Arctic Cat Trail Riders Facebook group, and they assured me it was relatively easy of a project, and it indeed was. It really wasn't too bad. So that being said, you pop open the side panel of the sled, remove the muffler. We took off the whole hood and removed the expansion chamber and everything, and that made it just a little bit easier to get into. But once you remove the muffler, then you can remove the recoil starter, which wasn't too bad, and then you need a flywheel puller. And then you can use the flywheel puller to get the flywheel off. Once the flywheel's off, you get to the stator. So really, it wasn't too bad of a project. Obviously, it took an afternoon, but it is accessible. You do not need to remove the engine from the sled. You can do it all right there on the machine, which was super nice. So that was a nice benefit there. Why we needed to replace the stator? Well, this sled's got about 9,000 miles on it, and the symptoms we were experiencing was when you'd punch the throttle, it would kind of cut out or die. Not die, but it would just cut out, maybe sputter. Kind of did that early on in the season. We weren't sure what it was. Kind of acted like bad gas or something like that. Whatever, loose connection. We weren't sure. It was a new sled in December to us, so we were just trying to, figure it out. And finally, there was a couple times on a trail ride, it kind of sputtered a little bit, and we're like, that seemed kind of odd. And then eventually, this sled got about 500 miles this season, and they stopped for a lunch break, and it did not restart. Actually blew a code on the dash, which was helpful. It said the coil was not functioning or something along those lines, so we started with the obvious, replaced the spark plugs, didn't help. Replaced the coils, because those were the next cheapest thing. Also did not fix the problem, so we moved to the stator. This was an SPI stator aftermarket from I can't remember where he got it from, but it was cheaper than OEM Cat, and then it fired right up as soon as we replaced it. Just had to monkey around to get to the wiring harness that was all right there, and the ground wire was right on the front of the engine. You can kind of follow that, so not too bad. A little bit, tight space to work in, but an afternoon project, and so there's a little insight on how to change the stator on a ZR6000. Good luck! Just wanted to show you the flywheel puller that we used. It was this one here that we had in the toolbox, and then the bolts that we had that holds the the starter basket were too short to reach through here, but I did find it was the same thread as these that are muffler bolts for my 7000. It's a M8 by 1.25 by 20, and that seemed to be just the right length to reach there. We also removed the belt and used a pry bar to stick in the clutch to hold the clutch while we were taking off those bolts, so that helps hold things still for you. Here's a look at the stator assembly that we put in. Sorry, SP1 was the brand, and that is for the 2016 ZR6000. This is the original one we took out. You can see in here, got a little hot in this lower quadrant, nice and crispy, kind of burnt looking. It is like wrapped with some heat shrink, something tubing on there. So that's the look of the old one. New one looked identical and fitted right up. So